श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री भगवान की, गौर प्रेमानंदे। Readings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, verse 25. The activities of the Prachetas. So, before getting into the text, we'll chant our auspicious invocation prayers. I'll chant, please try to repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtiki Namah Kamalanabhaya, Namah Kamalamaline, Namah Kamalapadaya, Namaste Kamalekshana, Namah Kamalanabhaya, Namah Kamalamaline, Namah Kamalapadaya, Namaste Kamalekshana.
Namah Kamalanabhaya,
Namah Kamalanabhaya,
Namah Kamalamaline,
Namah Kamalamaline,
Namah Kamalapadaya,
Namah Kamalapadaya,
Namaste Kamalekshana,
Namaste Kamalekshana, Namah Kamalanabhaya, Namah Kamalamaline, Namah Kamalapadaya, 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 Namaste Kamalekshana,
Namah Kamalanabhaya,
Namah Kamalanabhaya, Namah Kamalamaline, Namah Kamalapadaya, Namaste Kamalekshana, Namaha. We offer our respectful obeisances. Kamalanabhaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the original lotus flower originated. Namaha, obeisances. Kamalamaline, who is always decorated with a garland of lotus flowers. Namaha, obeisances. Kamalapadaya, whose feet are as beautiful and fragrant as the lotus flower. Namaste, obeisances unto you. Kamala Ikshana, whose eyes are exactly like the petals of a lotus flower. Translation and purport by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Dear Lord, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you because from your abdomen sprouts the lotus flower, the origin of all living entities. You're always decorated with a lotus garland, and your lotus feet resemble the lotus flower with all its fragrance. Your eyes are like lotus petals of the lotus flower. Therefore, we always offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The word Kamalanabhaya indicates that Lord Vishnu is the origin of material creation. From the abdomen of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, a lotus flower sprouts. Brahma, Lord Brahma, the first creature of the universe, is born from this lotus flower, And subsequently, Lord Brahma creates the whole universe. The origin of all creation is therefore Lord Vishnu. And the origin of all Vishnu Tattvas is Lord Krishna. Consequently, Krishna is origin of everything. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Lord Krishna says, I am the origin of everything. Therefore, whatever we see emanates from him. This is also confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasya. The absolute truth is he from whom everything emanates. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shurnavadi Paschaita Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangalanga Tegrimit Kripatamaham Mande Shigrum Dinakaranam Pramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishram Kathanchana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sakaram Bhavet Smrite Paritam Syat Sri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hare Krishna. So this is a very, very beautiful verse. Namak Kamala Nabhaya, Namak Kamala Maline, Namak Kamala Padaya, Namaste Kamalekshana. So here in this verse, there is a very, very beautiful comparison given to the different aspects of the Lord to the lotus flower. So this verse is being spoken by the Prachetas. The Prachetas have been doing very tough austerities underwater. And the Lord, being very pleased with them, he actually appeared before them. And then he spoke very sweet words. Especially he spoke about one very important message. The message that what pleases the Lord. He said that the cooperation among the Prachetas actually pleases the Lord. So there's a very important message. Prabhupada also gave the same message in his final days when one of Prabhupada's disciples was talking to him. Prabhupada actually said that my love for you will be shown on how much you will all cooperate with each other after I leave this world. So therefore, there's this important message of cooperation. So the Lord spoke to the Prachetas, and the Prachetas, in return, they are offering their prayers to the Lord. And in the process, they are describing the beautiful form of the Lord and the lotus garland he is wearing, etc. And Prabhupada writes a very short but sweet purport, where Prabhupada is discussing a very, very important thing. The whole world is obsessed with this particular subject matter. The subject matter is creation. That how did this world come about? Who created this world? How did we all come about? What we can do with this world? This is a great subject matter of deliberation for everybody. Whether they are spiritualists, they are non-spiritualists, doesn't matter. Because this is the world we have. This is what we have with us. We can see this, we can feel this, we can experience this, we can exploit this. So therefore, everyone is interested in this. And everyone is interested to know how this came and how we came and what we can do with this. So this is natural matter of study. So therefore, great scientists are studying creation, and they want to bring their own idea that how the creation has happened. The common idea in the modern world is Big Bang theory, that the scientists think that there was something which banged, and by banging that, then something else came, and from that, something else came, and then by some combination of chemicals and environment, life form came, and then the life form evolved from microorganism to what we see, the human beings. There is this whole theory of evolution, and the work on the origin of species. Darwin, he actually gave this great theory that the struggle for existence and the survival of the fittest. So more or less the modern world, including the modern politics, modern economics, modern sociology, whatever we see in the modern world is driven by what Darwin actually gave us theory. The struggle for existence and the survival of the fittest. So this is how the whole modern world is driven by it. The modern world agrees that it's a struggle, and the real enjoyment is in dominating it, survival of the fittest. So therefore, this tendency to dominate is there in this material world. Darwin was not wrong in one sense, because he sees this tendency to dominate. Suppose if you just leave a place dilapidated and nobody goes to that place, what will happen? The most basic of the life forms will dominate that place. That is the plants and creepers and trees. They will go and dominate that place. Any dilapidated place you see, it will be filled with, plants, trees, creepers, and everything. Why? They are the most basic of the life form. They have the most basic consciousness, the consciousness to look for food. But along with that, they also have this dominating consciousness. If you just leave it, even the Prachetas, you're going to see that when the Prachetas were actually doing austerities underwater, the world was dominated by plants and trees because there was nobody to control them. There's nobody to regulate them. So they just dominated. So this tendency to dominate is there. But Darwin thought that this tendency to dominate is the reality. And in order to dominate, you have to struggle. This is the most stupid thing. The most stupid thing. Why there's the most stupid thing? Because it actually goes against the basic instinct of the living entity. What is the basic instinct of the living entity? The basic instinct of the living entity is that by nature we are pleasure seekers. We are not struggle seekers by nature. By nature we want to be happy. We don't want to struggle. We are forced to struggle. So therefore, what we are forced to do is not our nature. What we naturally want is our nature. Darwin did not understand this basic point. He thought the struggle is our nature and dominance is our nature. So therefore, he gave this theory, struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. And the modern scientists and politicians and the economists, everybody caught hold of this. Why? Because it gives them the power to dominate. It gives them the opportunity to remain godless. Because of these two things. Because the moment you accept God as the origin of creation, then immediately you also have to accept that God has created something for a purpose. Because anybody does anything, they do it for a purpose. Like for example, somebody created this mic. They actually created it for a purpose. They did not create it for nothing. Anything and everything in this world is created for a purpose. There is nothing in this creation we see that is not created for a purpose. But Darwin wants us to think that this whole world is created without any purpose. Of course, not only Darwin, there are great thinkers like Jaimini, like Kannada, like Patanjali. They are all Vedic thinkers. They also want us to think that this world has been created without any purpose. So from the beginning of creation, This whole idea is there that somehow make this creation godless. Because the moment you make it godless, then you can do whatever you want. You can define your own purpose. You can define your own purpose. Then you can say, this is the purpose I have defined. I am the most powerful, so everybody should follow it. We can see that nations are competing for dominance. And they want to define the narrative. One nation is trying to define the narrative of the world. Another nation wants to compete. But this is not our nature. This is not our nature. Our nature is to be happy. Our nature is to seek pleasure. So therefore, very mercifully, all the devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam, whenever they pray, they always speak about creation. You can see every prayer in Srimad Bhagavatam, you cannot find one prayer in Bhagavatam which does not touch the subject matter of creation. And in every prayer, everybody is telling that, oh my Lord, you are the origin of creation. Oh my Lord, you are the origin of creation. Today morning we were reading Bhagavad Gita, 2 slokas from 11th chapter. There also Arjuna is telling, oh my Lord, you are the origin of creation. Why? Why this is so important to understand? It is important to understand because when we understand that the Lord is the origin of creation, then we can actually understand that Lord is also origin of myself. So this is the first and the most important question we need to answer, that who am I? How did I come into being? That am I this body? That is very easy to understand. I am not this body. It's not very difficult. Any intelligent person can understand that we are not this body. Doesn't take a rocket science to understand this. Because when we are born, we had one body. Now we are at different ages, we have another body. The same body when we are born, it is not there. The body has grown, it has transformed, it has become something, it has become something else. The size has changed, the weight has changed, shape has changed. So many things have changed. So we cannot be this body because this body is constantly changing. Second important aspect is that we want pleasure, body is giving pain. A very simple thing. We want pleasure, but body is giving pain. Beyond a certain level, body can experience only pain. Even if you are experiencing pleasure, your body will experience pain. It's a very simple thing. If you laugh too much, what will happen? Your face muscles will start paining. Keep on smiling whole day. Your face muscles will start paining. You are smiling, you are very happy. Why your face muscle is paining? It's not supposed to pain. You're supposed to be happy also. No, it cannot be happy. It has to pain because it has gone beyond the level of tolerance. So therefore, we are not this body. We are not this body. It's very easy to understand. It's not very difficult. It's not rocket science. It's not big philosophy to understand that we are not this body. If we are this body, the body should actually do what we want. But we want to go east, body is going west. We want to actually experience pleasure, body is giving pain. But we are not trained to ask this question, that when I want pleasure, why this body is giving pain? We are not trained to ask this question. We think that this is how it is. We have to struggle with this body. This is the contribution of Darwin. He told us we have to struggle. But we don't have to struggle. We don't have to struggle. We have to simply see the reality. What is the reality? The reality is that there is a wonderful creation outside. And the creation is done so intelligently, so orderly manner that there is no traffic jam in the universe. So many planets are floating in the universe. The Milky Way is full of planets. Did we ever hear of traffic jam? That today there is traffic jam in Milky Way. All the planets are stuck in the same place. We need one signal to control Milky Way. No. For billions of years, the planets are floating. No traffic jam. No traffic jam. And Krishna is saying very clearly how they are floating. Gama vishyacha bhutani dharayami ahamojasa. He's saying that I have entered these planets. I am making them float. I have given their orbits. There was one scientist, German scientist, his name is Kepler. His name is Kepler. And then he actually calculated how to calculate the orbits of different heavenly bodies. So that law is called as Kepler's law of planetary motion. It is the greatest cheating. What is the greatest cheating? That you call it Kepler's law of planetary motion. Kepler did not make the planets to move in a proper direction. He simply calculated that how they move in a proper direction. But we don't want God, we want Kepler. So therefore we have told, instead of God's law of planetary motion, we said Kepler's law of planetary motion. I give simple example. You are a big businessman and you are making crores of profit. You have an accountant, CPA, CA, whatever it is, and that accountant is calculating how much profit you are making. Can the accountant say that just because I calculated this profit belongs to me? Can he say like that? Definitely he cannot say. His job is to calculate the profit. The scientists are like accountants of Krishna. They are simply calculating what Krishna is doing with this universe. They cannot claim the law in their name, Newton's law of gravity, as if Newton only made the apple to fall down. Before Newton, apple was flying up. No. Before Newton also, apple was falling down only. And after Newton also, apple is falling down only. But we are so crazy, we are so stupid that we are unable to see the truth as it is. That the relationships are already set up. It is not that Einstein came to set up the relationships, Einstein's law of relativity. No. Lord Shankarshana set up those relationships. He is the origin of relationships in the universe. That is Sankarshana's duty. He set up all the relationships. So it is Sankarshana's theory of relativity. But we want to be godless. We want to be godless. Because why? We have accepted that we have to struggle for existence. There's a very nice lecture on Upanishad. In that lecture, Prabhupada is saying that the people, I'm paraphrasing, Prabhupada is saying that people outside, actually he established Krishna consciousness in the West. And when he established Krishna consciousness in the West, so many people joined, so many Western population joined. And they were all chanting Hare Krishna, they were singing, chanting Hare Krishna, they shaved up their head, they were on robes, on the road, they were singing, chanting Hare Krishna, they were having different properties, they were nicely eating prasad, and they were looking very bright, so happy. And the whole Western world was bewildered. How these guys, they are not having any job, they are not doing anything. How these guys are happy? How they are paying their mortgage? How they are having so much property? How they are able to do it? So Prabhupada actually says, the whole world is thinking, how these people are able to do it? How they are happy? But we are thinking, why these people are struggling? You can simply chant Hare Krishna and you can be happy. You can chant Hare Krishna and you can be happy. It's a fact. It's a fact. That simply by agreeing to become part of Krishna's property, we can be happy. In the party, Krishna's party, we can become very happy because everything belongs to Krishna. Here it is said that the Lord is the origin of the original lotus. He is the origin of the original lotus which came, and Brahma was sitting there, and Brahma created all the 14 planetary systems, and in that there are millions of lotuses. Perhaps actually there is another verse in the first canto, very similar verse. Nama Pankajanabhaya, Nama Pankajamaline, Nama Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. This is being spoken by Kunti Maharani. Very, very similar verse. Very, very. Here it is Kamala, there it is Pankaja. That's the only difference. So in that verse, Prabhupada gave lecture. In that verse, Prabhupada is saying that why Krishna is compared to lotus. Panka means mud. Ja means that which is born from mud. Lotus is born from mud. So that's why lotus is called as Pankaja. But even though lotus is born from mud, lotus is so pure, it is so beautiful that it has got nothing to do with that mud from where it is born from. Same way, the Lord actually enters the material world taking different incarnations, but he is completely unconnected from the material world, just like the lotus is completely unconnected from the mud. The Lord is unconnected from the material world. He is in his own transcendental form, which is fully spiritual, It's fully spiritual. There is no matter. It's not touched by matter. It is not only that Lord only has made one lotus. Lord is not so poor, he just has only one lotus. He has profusely so much lotuses that he can actually afford to wear a garland of lotus. That means there are millions of universes. It's not just one universe. It is not that Krishna has created only one universe. There are millions of universes. They are all like mustard seeds, and those universes are floating. Modern science also agrees that there are many planetary systems, many galaxies. They are all floating. We don't know. We are just trying to explore the Milky Way. But beyond Milky Way, there is some Silky Way. Whatever way, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. But we want to think that we can control everything. We can control everything. We can dominate everything. We are dominated. Anybody who actually studies nature can very easily see that we are dominated. We are dominated. Nature is dominating us. We cannot do anything. Whatever nature is putting on us, we have to accept. We have to accept. Suddenly so much heat is there, we have to accept. Suddenly so much cold is there, we have to accept. Suddenly some tornado will come, we have to accept. We have to accept. We cannot do anything. Recently there was big fire where? California. California, there's huge fire. So I was reading one newspaper article that Californian fire department actually treats fire like a military enemy. That they actually, when somebody attacks, some enemy attacks, how they will go and defend the country, like that they actually fight against the fire. They have so much technology, billions and billions of technology to fight fire. But still, the whole place was burning. We are seeing so many videos, everything is burning, burning, burning. How? We are helplessly controlled by material nature. In spite of all the advancements we have, we are still helplessly controlled by material nature. So then, who is controlling this material nature? Why he is controlling this material nature? How can I be happy? These are all the questions which an intelligent person should ask. This is where the whole scientific inquiry starts. In Vedanta Sutra, Om Atato Brahma Jignasa. I have tried many methods to be happy. I have tried many methods to dominate. I have tried many methods to survive. But I see I have to die. I see I cannot be dominating. I see I cannot be happy. Why? This question of why is so important. Why I cannot be happy? Why I have to die? Why I should accept that I have to die when I don't want to die? When I don't want to die. The scientists also don't want to accept, but they are thinking that they can make this body survive. That is the problem. They are thinking that they can make this body survive. They don't know that body cannot survive. There's one famous man, his name is Walt Disney. He still kept his body. That time he made so much of wealth and he has put so much of wealth to preserve his body. Why? He has great belief that at one point of time, scientists will find how to make the dead body live. That time I will utilize that technology and come back alive. He's thinking like that. So he has put so much of wealth behind it. So therefore, Bhagavatam is trying to teach us that it is legitimate to think that I should be happy. It is legitimate to think that I should not die. It is legitimate to think that I should not struggle. It is legitimate to think all these things. It is not illegitimate. It is legitimate to think all these things. But if we have to achieve these things, then we should associate with that person who is always happy, who is not struggling, one who is dominating everything. And who is that person? That person is God. You have to associate with him. When you become his associate, then you can get what he is enjoying. Very simple, straightforward. Just like Prabhupada gives the example that when a person becomes servant of the king, he enjoys what the king is enjoying. So the same way, if we become servant of Krishna, then we can enjoy what Krishna is enjoying. We can have the same facility which he is having. So in this material world, to get anything is so difficult. It's so difficult. You have to struggle so much to get anything in this material world. If you want to get a piece of cake, it's so difficult in this material world. Yesterday they were distributing cake. But to get a piece of cake is so difficult. In order to get a piece of cake, first of all, you go to school. You have to learn standing line, sleeping line, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And then 20 years you have to work. You have to study to get one degree. And you get that degree. And then you come, you earn money. After earning money, you can buy ingredients for cake. And then either you should struggle to make the cake, or you should have one nice lady who can make the cake for you. And if you want to get a nice lady who make the cake for you, then she will come with her own demand that I will make cake for you, but I need ABCD things. So you have to take care of all that. For one piece of cake, 20 years. Think about it. 20 years, one piece of cake. But Krishna is saying that in his world, there are special trees. Those trees are called as desire trees. And what is the nature of the tree? You go to the tree, you ask the tree, oh, Mr. Tree, give me one piece of cheesecake. Then the tree will immediately give you cheesecake. No need 25 years of education. No need to get married. No need to struggle 3 shift, 4 shift. No need to struggle. Just ask a tree. Oh, tree, give me cheesecake. Tree will give you cheesecake. Now one may say, oh, this is fantastic. Oh, mango tree is giving mango. Is it not fantastic? Orange tree is giving orange. Is it not fantastic? Apple tree is giving apple. Is it not fantastic? The nature of tree is to give. The nature of tree is to give. We have experience. Tree is giving. It's not that we don't have experience. Logically, if there is a tree which can give something, there can be a tree which can give everything also. It's logical. It's not illogical. It's logical. So therefore, Bhagavatam is trying to introduce ourselves to ourselves. This is what Bhagavatam is trying to do. Bhagavatam is trying to introduce ourselves to ourselves. What is the introduction Bhagavatam is giving? Bhagavatam is telling that we are beings of love. We have the tendency to receive love and we have the tendency to give love. And that we can unlimitedly give. And that we can unlimitedly receive. We can unlimitedly receive love. We can unlimitedly give love. This is our original nature. And in giving and receiving that love, we can be fully satisfied and we can be happy. But we need a candidate to give that love and to receive that love. Because even if we want to unlimitedly give that love in this bodily platform, we cannot give. The body by nature is limited. Body by nature is limited. So how to give unlimited love through a medium which is by nature limited? We cannot. So therefore, Bhagavatam is raising our consciousness to understand that I am a spirit soul. I am not this body. And I have an eternal relationship with Krishna. And that relationship is my original relationship. Within that relationship, there is unlimited exchange of love. There is unlimited exchange of happiness. There is unlimited exchange of everything. Now, why did I get stuck in this limited field? Why did I get stuck in this limited platform? Because I don't want to accept that reality. So therefore, I have to be in this reality. And who created this reality? That person who is unlimited in everything, he created this reality also. He has so intelligently arranged this reality. Because whenever we see beauty, whenever we see symmetry, whenever we see order, whenever we see discipline, whenever we see rule, we have to understand that at the background there is intelligence. At the background there is intelligence. It's a very simple thing. It's not very complicated. Whatever we have experienced in this world, where there is beauty, where there is order, where there is discipline, we have always seen that there is intelligence. So therefore, that supreme intelligence has to be recognized. That supreme intelligence has to be recognized. And we recognize that supreme intelligence, and when we try to become subordinate to that supreme intelligence, then we can experience happiness. Then we can experience happiness. Then we can experience the nature of the soul. Then we can experience the quality of happiness which we are always looking for. What is the quality of happiness which you are always looking for? The quality of happiness which you are always looking for is the happiness which is ever existent, happiness which is ever increasing, and happiness which is full of variety. This is what we are looking for. We don't even know sometimes this is what we are looking for. But this is exactly what we are looking for. So if we try to understand creation from that perspective, from the perspective of an intelligent provider who has provided such a wonderful arrangement for us, then we can understand that how nice will be the place of that intelligent provider. How nice will be the place of that intelligent provider. How nice will be the place which he lives. How nice will be the place which in which he is exhibiting his activities. He is exchanging love with those people who are with him. Then we can understand that, from that nature only we are getting all these desires. That I wanted to enjoy, I want to be happy, I don't want to die, because there is a reality. There is a reality. That reality actually has given us our desires. So there is a basis for our desires. There is a basis for our desire to be happy. There is a basis for our desire to enjoy. There is a basis for our desire not to die. So that basis has to be explored. That is what Vedanta Sutra is actually inviting us to. That is what Bhagavatam is inviting us to. By studying the nature of this material world, by studying the nature of the activities of this material world, Bhagavatam is inviting us to understand the original creator of this material world. So when we understand the original creator, and when we understand the intention of his creation, then we will be able to sync with that intention. And when we are synchronous with that intention, then we can experience what we are actually looking for. And that's what Krishna consciousness is all about. Okay, so I will stop here. I will see the questions, comments. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Yes, please.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that whenever we see order, beauty, symmetry, etc., that's a sign of intelligence. We should seek that. Well, we also see that naturally in this world, things go from a state of integrity to dissolution. They call it entropy. We say there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of evil. So how do we answer that?
Yeah, so everything is controlled. Even the chaos is controlled. It's not that uncontrolled chaos is there. Because we see that even though there is chaos, there is also reset. That in the whole creation, there could be chaos, but there is also reset. Like for example, there was COVID, and the whole world went topsy-turvy. For the human beings, it was chaos, but for the material nature, it was reset. The material nature was very beautifully resetting itself, because there was no human intervention during that COVID time. There was no pollution, no industry, no artificial stuff which we had created so rajasically with so much of passion and ignorance what we created. Nothing was there. So it looked as if that the human life has become very chaotic. But actually in the process, nature was resetting itself. And then I was actually studying that I found very interestingly that every 100 years or 100, 150 years around that time, something happens like this. Some big epidemic comes, the big pandemic comes, or some big man-made destruction comes. There was World War I, World War II. There was a great epidemic which came before COVID. I think 100 years before, there was a great epidemic which came before COVID. So something or other is coming so that the human activity is heavily intervened and the nature is resetting itself. So therefore, there is a system of natural justice. There is a system of natural justice. And that system is beautifully working. Is beautifully working. So it may look chaotic, but within the chaos, there is perfect order. It's perfect order.
Thank you.
I think the Chinese philosophers say about every 300 years.
Yes. Keep it next.
Thank you, Prabhu. Nice class, as usual. You mentioned that this dominance and this how we want to dominate. Krishna says, "Yayatam daryate jagat." We want to dominate this universe. But I was also thinking that sometimes we find that domination is kind of like in the sense, it's part of the nature of some people, like the Kshatriyas, like Arjuna was one to dominate the battlefield, and you see the Kshatriyas in the Mahabharata and the Bhagavatam, they're always in this kind of competitive spirit, dominating other Kshatriyas. So I was wondering if you can speak about that and kind of how do we spiritualize that and speak a little about that, because it seems like that's also part of our nature too. It's some people.
Yeah. So Prabhupada gives a very simple point. He says, why do you want to become God? You actually become lover of God, you can control God. So Prabhupada says that. Why do you want to become God? You better become lover of God, then you can control God. This is what whole Damodar Lila is all about. That actually by her love, Yashoda dominates Krishna. So there is a way to dominate. Bhagavatam is not saying you cannot dominate. Bhagavatam is saying you can dominate. You can even dominate God. But how to dominate? In order to dominate, first of all, you have to accept to be dominated by God. And that is what Krishna is teaching Arjuna also. Arjuna is a great warrior. We said that Arjuna is a great warrior. He dominated the battlefield. And Krishna taught him Bhagavad Gita. He said, Sukha same krutva labha labho jaya jaya. All that he said, that you take happiness and distress as equal. You take victory and defeat as equal. So Arjuna also said, yes. Karishye vasanam tava. I will do what you want. I will do what you say. But it is very difficult to learn philosophy when you are winning. It's very difficult to learn philosophy. So, where did Arjuna learn philosophy of Bhagavad Gita? It's very interesting. Arjuna learned philosophy of Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. Because when Arjuna was coming back from Dwaraka with all the wives of Krishna, he was defeated by ordinary cowherd men. That so-called Arjuna, the great Kshatriya who dominated the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was defeated by ordinary cowherd men. Not only he was defeated by ordinary cowherd men, they also took away some of the wives of Krishna. He was powerless to defend. So Krishna taught him the hard way that domination is not life. You may think I am Kshatriya, I will dominate. But at some point, somebody else will come and dominate you. You have to accept it. Whether you like or not, you have to accept it. This is the very nature of the material world. That you may claim domination. There is a Bhumi Gita in the 12th canto, where Mother Earth is making fun of all the great warriors and leaders and kings. He is telling all these great leaders, warriors, kings, they all ruled with great armies. And they claimed sovereignty over me, but all of them became dust in me. All of them became dust in me. Mother Earth is saying this reality. The reality. We make document. I buy one house. I make document. I show this document. Oh, this house is mine. The document is there. I am dead. This is reality. This is reality. Then my son will say, oh, this used to be my father's house. Then he will also die. Then after 100 years, somebody will say, which stupid fellow, he was having this property, we don't know. Somebody was having this. So, the tendency to dominate has to be given up by accepting the dominance of Krishna. That is the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness. You become subordinate. You accept Krishna's dominance. And by accepting Krishna's dominance, by becoming subordinate, we can actually try to understand that what is our original position. What is our original position? So there is a tendency. The tendency can be exhibited. It can be exhibited in the right atmosphere. Like, for example, the people who actually have the ability, they can administer. But they should be very careful, because while administering, we should always remember that we are the servants, we are not the masters. That is how great kings like Yudhishthira, that is how they actually administered. While they were administering, while they were showing their dominance, they were always aware of this fact that I am the servant, I am not the master. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. And even though it seems like Arjuna was fighting the war, but when he was shown that universal form, he realized that he was not at all fighting and controlling at all. So you could see the Krishna's hand behind.
Yes. Krishna himself told him, Krishna is a transcendental joker. He is expert in pulling legs. Nobody can pull legs like Krishna. So he told Arjuna, he showed universal form to Arjuna, and then he told Arjuna, Nimitta Martam Bhava Sabya Sachin. So why did Krishna use the name Sabya Sachin in that place? Because Sabya Sachin actually indicates that Arjuna's ability to throw arrows with equal dexterity from both the hands. And that ability very few people had. Not everybody had that ability. So therefore, literally he could throw double the amount of arrows. So therefore, Krishna was pulling Arjuna's leg, saying that don't think just because you have this ability that you can actually throw arrows with both hands with dexterity. With that ability, you are going to win this war. You are simply an instrument only. I already killed all of them. You are just going to act as an instrument. So this way, if we try to understand the actual nature of how everything is functioning, how everything is controlled, and if we try to acknowledge the existence of that controller, then our life can become very successful, very blissful. As long as we are resisting, as long as we are trying to dominate independently, we have to perish. There is no other way. And that is what history is showing. The history, there were even modern historians say that there was ice age, there was a dinosaur age, there was this age, that age. They have their own way of saying things. But they are also saying that all of them at one point perished. And now they want to say that we will not perish, while making great weapons which can destroy us in few seconds. Prabhu writes that the great nation, they have made all these weapons that can destroy the whole world in few seconds. But still, they are thinking that they can dominate. So therefore, Bhagavatam is repeatedly inviting us to understand the original predominating factor, which is Krishna. Okay. Any other question, comment? Yes.
If we have a Krishna conscious purpose, and then somehow you think that that purpose is like too much work, I can't cope with this, is that because you're not really surrendering to Krishna, as Krishna is really the doer, or is it a form of dominance?
See, the point is that many times it happens that we bring our conditioning tendency into Krishna consciousness. So what is the conditioning tendency? The conditioning tendency is that I am the doer. Krishna deals with it in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He says, Prakriti Kremanani Punya Karmani Sarvasaha Ahankara Vimudhatma Kartaham iti manyate. He says that the living entity, bewildered by the influence of false ego, considers himself as the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. So this strong idea that I am the doer is very much there. Is very much there. But I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer. So as long as we think that I am the doer, then we have to be frustrated, we have to be overwhelmed, we have to think in different ways. But when Prabhupada actually entered US, he wrote a very wonderful prayer. He wrote a very, very wonderful prayer. And in that prayer, Prabhupada is saying that I don't know what I will do. I am not capable of doing anything. But you have brought me here for a purpose. So you use me to fulfill that purpose. I am ready to be used by you. And you see what Prabhupada has done. You see what he has done. Just think of it. That he convinced the whole world that God is a blue-colored boy who is running behind cows and girls. And in order to attain him, you should not run behind girls. You see what Prabhupada has done. You see what Prabhupada has done. Fantastic. Fantastic. But Prabhupada expresses his utter helplessness in that prayer when he actually enters US. Very wonderful prayer. We were actually reviewing the whole thing. We did on course, Prabhupada introductory course in Mayapur. It has been introduced in Mayapur by Janmashtami Prabhu and Atul Krishna Prabhu. So we all did that course. Maybe Sureshwar Prabhu can run that course here. He's here. You have all the material.
Well, I'm sort of an advisor to the course.
Yeah.
Constantly recruited me as an advisor.
Okay. So anyway, it's a very, very beautiful course. It actually gives wonderful introduction to Prabhupada's life. It's good for those who have been in the movement for a long time. It is good for newcomers. It's good for everybody. So in that course, we are reviewing Prabhupada's prayers one more time, where Prabhupada is expressing his utter helplessness and his dependence on Krishna. So with that utter helplessness and dependence on Krishna, Prabhupada is able to conquer the whole world. That is what Prabhupada is teaching us. That yeah, sometimes things are very overwhelming. Sometimes you may have to take a step back. But when taking the step back, we should also introspect on how much we have given up this mentality that I am the doer. And if we are able to introspect on that, I think we will be able to get back. And then, as Prabhupada used to say, go hunting for the rhinos. Go hunting for the rhinos. Hare Krishna. Okay, we stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.